Hi, my name is Connor Riley, and on this week's Connor in Coverage, we're going to explain to you why Kirby Smart's summer vacation doesn't really exist at this point in time. If you've been paying attention to the exploits of Kirby Smart this week, you've noticed he's been just about everywhere. Not so much like a safety covering the back end of a defense, but more like a mom shuttling around her kids to the various summer camps that they have to go to. Kirby Smart has been bouncing back and forth between Destin and Athens with this week's SEC spring meetings. He's been on Paul Feinbaum, various interviews, even sat in front of reporters to discuss the latest going on in not just Georgia football, but college football as a whole. And in those various interviews, we've gotten a very clear picture of what really matters to Kirby Smart. He's answered a ton of different questions this week, whether it be on the Nick Saban-Jimbo Fisher beef or the potential future of college football scheduling within the SEC. But his answers have really demonstrated what matters most to Smart going forward. Sure, 9-game or 8-game conference schedules are important to Georgia. At some point, a decision on that is going to have to be made. I think Smart wants a 9-game conference schedule, but he also sees the value in an 8-game schedule, one that would keep it, theoretically, easier for Georgia to get into the college football playoff.
It's hard because I really want to add the game, but I want to do it more for the fans. I really feel like fans and the consumers that come to our games, they want the best games, right? They want the interconference. They want to see SEC play SEC teams. So I want to give them what they want. I also want the best opportunity for our conference to get more teams in the playoff. Well, is the playoff of the future 4? Or is the playoff of the future 8, 6, 12? I don't know that, but you want the most opportunity. As the playoff number grows, I think there's more and more people comfortable with more SEC games. But that's not the only reason to do it. The reason to do it is because it's the best teams playing the best teams, and for viewership, I know our fan base at Georgia, they want to see us play Texas A&M. We haven't gone to Texas A&M to this date. It's a 12-year cycle, so they're gonna have the ability to tighten the cycle even more if you play more games.
Yeah. But even as you hear Smart lay out both sides there, you can tell that it's not of the utmost importance in what Georgia's future schedule looks like right now. In part because it's so far out in the future, and in reality, he's got a lot of things going on right in front of him at this point in time. I think his most passionate answers this past week have been when discussing Georgia and Oregon. That happens to be Georgia's next game, as it's the season opener for the 2022 season. And while, yes, much of the future SEC schedule has dominated the airspace this week, I thought he was very forceful in how he felt about this Georgia-Oregon game, and more specifically, how he felt about having an opponent like Oregon to open the season against.
Is it still a little
I
crazy?
don't think about it because I'm worried about the opponents I got to play this year. I mean, it's easy for you guys to fantasize all the way out and think about those matchups. It never crosses my mind because I'm concerned with the schedule I got. I'm worried about Oregon, and that's just the truth. So does it excite me that our conference is growing and it could become stronger? Absolutely, but I'm not thinking for 1 second about a 2025 schedule right now.
But more so than that, and it's the reason why Smart has been bouncing back between Destin, Florida, and Athens, Georgia. Sure, he'd love to be at the beach this week. Who wouldn't? But it's a massive time on the recruiting calendar for Georgia. The calendar is opened up once again, and Bulldogs are hosting multiple camps over the course of the next couple of weeks in the month of June. It's a chance to get to see players up close and personal and get a better idea of who might fit what Georgia is looking for. On top of that, what goes on this weekend in Athens might be more important for the future than the meetings and closed doors with presidents and athletic directors. It's because it's a massive recruiting weekend. And while, yes, everyone knows that Arch Manning will be in town this weekend, he's not the only major prospect to know for Georgia. 4-star running back Justice Haynes, 4-star wide receiver Jalen Hale, 5-star safety Caleb Downs are all part of a big haul visiting Athens this weekend, along with commits like Pierce Sperlin, Gabriel Harris, and Raymond Cottrell. All of those guys are just as important to the future of Georgia football as those meetings determining what the schedule, NIL, possible transfer policies, all of that looks like. But in hearing Smart speak, we now know that the next game, which in this case happens to be Oregon, and the players, more so than the policies, are what really matters to the Georgia head football coach. For this episode in Connor and Coverage, my name is Connor Riley. This is a Dog Nation production.